Welcome back to the Death Curse, Session 4, entitled Camp Vengeance. Last session was a laugh and a riot. Good times were had by most, especially me. They dealt with the remnants of Camp Righteous, where they thought there might be individuals present, members of the Order of the Gauntlet. This does not appear to be the case. It would appear that the information that was had by the priest, Silver Tusk, wasn't exactly up to current. It appears that Camp Righteous has been abandoned. Based on everything that you've discovered, it looks like the camp was just abandoned and every member of its position was moved forward or backwards, back to Nyanzaru or forward onto Camp Vengeance. You explored the temple of the Man and Crocodile and found a strange bottle sitting in one of the tents, and gathered your stuff. Went to a nice bit of rest there on the River Soshenstar throughout the rest of the day. And when night falls, of course, you travel out into the darkness of the river, heading southbound. As always, we will begin with first set of movement. Go ahead and give me a roll of a 20-sided dice, whoever's representative this week.
So is that considered a long rest, John?
Correct, you have long rested. Camp Righteous, I believe we did the... no, we didn't. Roll me... yeah, we did do the throughout the day. The smoking bottle was found at the end of the long rest. That's what that was. So yeah, now we're long rested and preparing to travel south towards Camp Vengeance. So
you want a D20?
First hex of movement. Yeah, give me that D20.
19.
All right, and then give me a D100, please.
$63.
Right. Okay, so as you're moving throughout the river, Hackenstone seems to be kind of focused on the front, as last time, scanning with his dark vision from his one good eye, and the other guide is in the back with her lantern, kind of moving it out over the water, making sure that nothing untoward comes out and about. I would like for everybody, since everyone is active and awake, to go ahead and make me a perception check. This is a perception check that is based on hearing.
20.
11.
14.
Okay. All right. You hear kind of a very loud buzzing sound coming from the trees up above you. Shadow. And when you kind of look up there, you can see against the backdrop of the starlight and the moonlight, kind of barely snaking its way through the leaves, the branches and such up above, that there are moving forms and very, very rapid movements of something that's slightly transparent. As you kind of focus in more, you can start to see the outlines and shapes of what appear to be wasps, very large, massive wasps, fluttering around in the trees up above you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna hunt. Get down and call them out to the others and say, "Be ready."
Okay. So calling them out to the others, to the lead ship, you see Hackenstone kind of turn back and look at you like, oh! Like, it was a bad choice to be had. And as you kind of yell out, you can hear the buzzing grow louder. And everyone can now, as you're being pointed to what you're looking at, can see that the yelling and the commentary has basically roused the nest.
Awesome.
You go ahead.
Good start.
Pull. Okay, so this is the goofy map we used last time for random encounter town. Does everything... Let me draw the boats again with my free hands here.
The two guides are on the same boat.
Shouldn't be. Hold on.
We have a priest and 2 guides.
Well, Azaka and you are on the looks like on the front boat here.
Oh.
God.
Okay, and then I believe Grun was on the back boat with Payroth, and then Shadow, Rusk, and yeah, this looks accurate. I believe so. Yep, that looks accurate. Okay, so you'd be in the rowing positions, Payroth and Grun, so you'd be forward 1 square. Now the 2 of you, and then the rowing positions would be held by the Furbolg and Rusk, with Hackenstone on the front there. Okay, that looks good. All right, and then we'll go ahead and just start it out. Let me clear the board here. Go ahead and roll me some initiative there, fellows.
Oh my god. It's my worst fear.
Yours or Payroth?
Mine, actually. I fucking hate bees.
That's fair.
So, looking up at the matter, and just putting that as kind of a designator, the truth of the matter is they're pretty closely packed together, and the swarm that you're looking at, it probably fills out the entirety of like these 9 squares here. So, I'm just gonna add those here in a second once I get everything rolled. But it looks like there's probably a good dozen or so in this swarm kind of descending down. And when I say they're giant, I mean to say that they're man-sized. Like, yeah.
Medium-sized creature, super big for a wasp.
They look like they're about the same size as Payroth. Like, if Payroth and this wasp were standing next to each other, like tail to head,
Holy fuck. This is actually the stuff of nightmare.
yeah, they could have.
No, I think at that size it becomes less scary. Like,
This-
there's an upper limit to how scary a wasp is by size.
The stinger will probably hurt more if you think about it. So,
They're gonna like impale you.
I don't think.
Nah, but
I don't think
the
your
venom's
theory.
much weaker.
Is it? Is it?
I think the venom, sure.
All right. Let me make sure that it's good for the people viewing.
Well, I was gonna say I can't suplex these, but maybe I can.
Never say never to
Oh,
that. I want to see you full Nelson every creature in this jungle.
Go through the jungle with a checklist.
I will make you a belt if you do this.
All right. So it looks on initiation that they're mostly focused in on the sound generator, the one who's created the sound, which would be Shadow. You see 9
Oh,
of them,
great.
but in truth, there's a total of 12. So the way to think about it in a, in a 3-dimensional space is that there's effectively 3 that are 10 feet above you, 3 that are 15 feet above you. Then behind them there are 3, and then behind them there are 3 for a total of 12. So it's kind of like a wave coming down of these giant wasps. And the first 3, the lead 3, descend down away from the swarm and kind of move to Shadow and Sting. So that'll be some attacks. I think the 19 hits, right?
The 15 hits as well.
Okay. So then you'll take 12 from the first and 13 from the second as they slam into you.
I'm unconscious. Yeah.
Okay. Shadow goes down. They moved down about 20 or so feet. And then after kind of like stinging the crap out of Shadow, they just pull away. This would provoke opportunity attacks from Old One Eye, the guide who is not taking it, and the 2 rowers in the front boat. Are you taking the opportunity attacks, the 2 of you, or no?
I looked looking at Azaka. She just looks like she's gonna like let them go, essentially.
She starts shaking her head like, don't.
Yeah. So I have my bow like an arrow knocked, but yeah, I'm not gonna loose. I'll just let them go.
Okay. Rusk will follow whatever actions who's still commanding Rusk, by the way.
I still have control of him from last time.
Then whatever choice you choose on that one.
Yeah, he'll just focus on rowing.
Okay. And then the Furbolg.
Yeah, no, I'll just take a sort of defensive stance over Shadow.
Okay.
Sort of kind of shield him from more bees.
Got it. All right. So then initiative will go to Shadow. Death saving throw, please.
Critical failure.
Oh my god.
2 failed death saving throws for you. All right. One Eye.
I'm gonna take a readied action to what you call it. I want to move. I'll use my movement to get to the back of the boat, and then I'll fire an arrow. If a wasp looks like it's about to go sting someone else, the same way I saw them descend on Shadow, then I'll loose the arrow.
Got it. Kevin.
I still got that decanter of smoke, right?
You sure do.
Oh, can I make a smoke screen on us?
Okay. So you pull the lead of the decanter, and it starts smoking, billowing smoke heavily. Let's see here.
Get to the front boat.
So you got the bottle.
Hell yeah.
Smoke leaks from the stoppered mouth of this brass bottle, which weighs 1 pound. It's not leaking as much since you've stoppered it. Once you use your action to remove the stopper, a cloud of thick smoke pours in a 60-foot radius from the bottle, so it just starts going everywhere. The area is heavily obscured. It seems to be causing irritation with the wasps. You leave it open, it's kind of spraying out to a minute, so it persists. You hear a ha from the front boat, and it sounds like a yeah moment. The wasps, kind of just distractedly, are kind of fluttering about in the smoke. They look very agitated. At this point, everyone, you are currently in the same obscured status, so you're not seeing as well as you'd like, but we're going to go ahead and move to the next round. That was on Kevin. Good deal. And then do you have any movement or bonus actions? Nothing?
Not really. If I could, like, get to the top of the front of the boat, so I spread out the smoke the best, but that's it.
Well, you feel
Looks like it's too crowded.
Yeah, you feel like if you are at the oars, it'll cause problems. Grunt could probably reach over and like catch onto it, but you're currently in that position, so.
I'll just chill then.
Okay. Zach, what would you like to do?
Since he's obscured, I'm on top of Shadow.
If you're
Would I have trouble targeting him with a
If it's a touch spell, you're
non-touch
fine.
spell?
With a
Okay.
non-touch, it's a problem. With a touch spell,
All right,
you're
then
fine.
I'll just hit him with Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Let's do level 2.
Oh, thank you.
15 total.
Okay.
Lovely.
Rusk is going to row,
Yeah.
and Grunt is going to.
If I still hear them rowing, then I'll continue rowing.
Okay. I would like for Rusk and Grun, because you kind of have distracted partners, make an athletics check. This is not with advantage.
That was for
Yeah.
Rusk.
Okay.
14.
You managed to keep pace, the same pace you were keeping before. The smoke is kind of billowing off of the back boat and kind of leading into the front boat, but the two are kind of moving away, kind of trailing it after them. The wasps seem to kind of get out of earshot, and you can kind of hear them flying higher and kind of moving away from the river proper, kind of moving aside. All right. that's their action. It also sounds like they're being defensive about it. If that helps kind of give you a concept of what's going on there. Shadow, you are returned to consciousness.